In the heart of Tofino, British Columbia, lies a hidden place of World War II history, a site that tells a story of courage, survival, and a place that defied the odds. This hike takes you to the crash site of the Royal Canadian Air Force Canso 11007, a bomber plane that went down shortly after takeoff on February 12, 1945. But this story starts even earlier. In 1941, during World War II, an airfield was established in Tofino, BC, and Radar Hill Station was built to defend against potential Japanese invasions after the attack on Pearl Harbor. Fast forward to February 10, 1945, a Canso bomber carrying 3,400 liters of fuel and 4 depth charges departed on a late-night mission with a crew of 12. What followed was nothing short of miraculous. Around 11 p.m., the port engine lost power, sending the plane plummeting 300 meters per minute. Fortunately, quick thinking by the pilot Ron Scholes stalled the aircraft just long enough to soften the impact. Against all odds, all 12 crew members survived. The crash spilled fuel and set the wreckage ablaze, leaving the crew stranded in the wilderness. Using parachutes as makeshift tents, they waited until morning for rescue. 11 hours later, a responding aircraft spotted their signal flare and all 12 were brought to safety. Here, still visible today, the military detonated the remaining depth charges that the plane was carrying, leaving a 6-meter crater. The trail to this site is actually marked by Parks Canada, is unofficial but well maintained to minimize rescue operations for lost hikers. For us, this trail was a little bit difficult to find, and as you guys can see, even on a sunny day during the summer, the trail was quite muddy. But finally, we approached the base of the wreckage. Here it is, the Canso 11007, remarkably intact despite the crash and the passing decades. It's a hauntingly beautiful reminder of the resilience and bravery of its crew. The Canso bomber is a renowned multi-role flying boat, an aircraft that served extensively during World War II and beyond. Its design, versatility, and durability have earned its reputation for one of the most successful maritime aircraft in its era. The Canso bomber was truly a workhorse of its time, powered by 2 Pratt & Whitney R1830 radial engines, each delivering up to 1,200 horsepower and can carry up to 4,000 pounds of bombs, torpedoes, or depth charges, and each equipped with multiple machine guns for defense. Over the years, nature and visitors have left their mark. Graffiti now covers much of the plane, contrasting with the rusting metal and remnants of its wartime design. While some see it as vandalism, others view it as a form of modern storytelling, adding another layer to the plane's long history. After hiking to the crash site of the Canso bomber, I can confidently say this journey is well worth every muddy step. What I found at the end of the trail was more than just a wreck. It was a powerful connection to history and a glimpse into a story frozen in time. As I mentioned earlier, it was an engine failure that caused the plane to crash, yet miraculously everyone still survived. I think this alone makes this plane quite special and well worth the visit. And yes, there is quite a lot of graffiti on it, but what's amazing is that the structural integrity of the plane, the wings, the fuselage, and even remnants of the interior is almost as if time has slowed down here, preserving the piece of history in the heart of the forest. The isolation of this site is incredible, surrounded by dense trees and moss-covered ground. It feels like nature has embedded this plane as part of the landscape. This is actually our first time visiting a plane crash site. Walking around, you can feel the weight of that night. The crater left by the depth charges detonated after the crash is still visible, a stark reminder of the plane's original purpose. Inside the plane, you get a sense of its size and purpose, the spaces where gunners once stood, the cockpit that housed the crew, and the sturdy aluminum frame that somehow survived both the crash and the passage of time. It's all here telling its story, and everyone's free to explore it. If you are planning to visit Tofino or Vancouver Island in general, I highly recommend going on this hike. Having spent my whole life in British Columbia, I thought I knew all the hidden gems, but by far this was one of the most exciting adventures I've been on. So if you guys did like this content, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe if you guys want to. And I'll see you guys on another adventure. Have a good day, everyone.